Have you ever wondered how EA Sports GameFace works? For NHL, NBA, NFL, FIFA, UFC? Well, guess what, buddy? So have I. But I have been able to figure out a bunch of tips and tricks for you guys to learn and to be able to finally upload your face or a celebrity face into EA Sports GameFace, and I'm going to show you how. Hi guys, I am KillingSpree37 and this is the complete tutorial and troubleshooting guide to EA Sports GameFace. First things first, guys, is the basics. Number one thing that pisses me off when you guys ask me, can this work without internet? No, it cannot. You need internet. What kind of rock are you living in where you don't have internet? Okay, that's a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough, guys, okay? I know the financial stuff. I'm broke too. Don't let the mic and the setup fool you. I'm broke too. But yes, you do need internet. From one end to another, your PlayStation needs to have Wi-Fi. You need a computer that has internet to do the GameFace thing. It's not gonna work one without the other. The basic thing right off the bat, you need internet. One of the most important things you need to have also is make sure your EA accounts match. If they don't match, you're probably sending a photo, a perfect GameFace to another account, and it's not gonna be looking good. It's not gonna pop up for you. You're gonna be wondering, you're gonna blame the site, you're gonna blame yourself, maybe you did something wrong, and you might have done that. Same thing if your character's a male, make sure you click male. If it's a female, make sure you click female. It's not gonna work if you put it in male and you want to set it for a female. It's just not gonna work, guys. Especially for the white face, it's just not gonna work for that. Make sure you pay attention that your EA accounts match. Make sure that it's a female. That's it. On the site, they do tell you if you want to make a JPEG or a PNG. That is a lie. You want to make sure that it is a JPEG. Don't even try a PNG. A PNG is pretty much an image that has a transparent background. It might look nice, doesn't work, just because it's missing some key factors in behind it, and it'll have a bunch of spots where it's transparent and it won't register in GameFace. I don't know why, guys. I don't work for the site. I don't work for EA. So I'm letting you know that a PNG file does not work. Maybe if it's a whole face, but consider putting a background to it in Photoshop or something like that in Paint where you can actually have a background, because sometimes when you do upload a PNG file that doesn't have a background, it doesn't accept it, and it's gonna have trouble farther out when you're trying to make the GameFace. Gentlemen, size matters. You gotta listen to the minimum, maximum size, length and width, the pixel size, and you also have to pay attention to the megabyte size of the file. 10 megabytes is the file size maximum, and anything below that could be uploaded, but pay attention to the minimum and maximum sizing, height and width. It's very important, guys. If you pick a file that's too big, too small, it won't register. You won't leave that first little part. The fifth thing on the basics list is easy. Find the right photo. Later on in advance, you're gonna realize why I'm telling you this in advance, but right now I'm letting you guys know, find the right photo. Make sure it's the right file size, the right height and width. It goes with size matters, but make sure you pay attention and you get the right photo before you do anything else, because then it'll help you out in the future. And it will also, if you don't have anything that matches the size, the criteria for the GameFace, it will not let you do anything past this. So finding the right photo is key. The side photo, this does not matter, okay? It's only for the protrusion of the nose, the mouth, and the jaw, and where the jaw like starts to become the neck. That's the only thing that matters. You don't need the side photo. The front photo could be used for the side photo. Just do not adjust the nose. You can do all that in EA Sports, UFC, FIFA, all those other games. You can do in-game sculpting and stuff like that. Just don't even worry about the side image. I don't ever use the side image, guys. I did for the Pennywise one, and then I realized the trick where you don't need the actual side photo. It's just something that helps the nose and the lips and the jawline kind of just make sure that it goes with the actual photo. These are going to be the intermediate skills, guys. This is a little bit more advanced things that you could do to make sure that GameFace works. A lot of times your GameFace doesn't even generate because you do the following items. The number one thing that you guys do when you guys send me things on Twitter, you send me things on Facebook, PSN is that you show me the pictures, the front image and the side image, but the facial dots are up here, the other eye's right here, the nose is down here, the jaws all the way to the right. It doesn't work that way. Do not stress the facial dots. It'll make sure that it doesn't generate it because it feels like you did something wrong and it doesn't want it to come out all messed up in the face. You get what I'm saying? So don't stress the facial dots. Kind of keep them in actual facial range. It'll be much better for you guys, and the end product and the end result will be so much better if you just don't stress them out at all. The save glitch is something that I've experienced, other people have experienced. It's a real simple thing, guys. When it says your game face is generated, hit save. That's it, right? You think that's it, right? But oftentimes it buffers and it stays right there and people think that they're done. They have no clue that there's a screen behind that right after you save the game face. They think they're done and that's where, things end. That's not the case. Make sure that it saves, keep pressing it. If it keeps buffering, keep pressing it. Also, you're probably gonna have to refresh the page if it doesn't work, but just keep pressing the save until it actually generates it and stops buffering, and then you go to the next page where it says your face is actually in the game. You can download it. Also, while you're in that, that last final stage where it lets you choose the eye color, it lets you choose the hair and stuff like that, don't do that. You can do all that in game. I would not recommend you doing that in GameFace because you could also mess up your game face potentially, and it'll just set another problem for you where you think you're done, and when you go to the thing and you update or upload your game face, it's not going to look right, or it's not going to pop up in general. You'll get an error code. Just don't sculpt in GameFace, sculpt in the game. A pretty simple thing to do, guys, is make sure that your PC and browsers are up to date. Sometimes you're using Windows 1, 99, whatever it is, and you should be using something more up to date because of the software. Same thing with the browsers, guys. Your browsers need to be updated monthly, almost daily for me. It'll hold you back from a lot of features like in YouTube and just things where you could actually use GameFace for. It'll hold you back. Just make sure that your PC is up to date and make sure that your browser is up to date as well. Just make sure you update it. Speaking of updates, guys, did you update your PS4 or Xbox One? This goes back to not having internet, guys. If you don't have internet, this isn't for you. You need to update your PS4. If your PS4 hasn't been updated since 2015, then yeah, you're not going to be able to do this because sometimes some of the features are being, like the bugs and stuff are being stuck in that old software. You need to make sure everything's up to date, everything's up to code. So I would suggest updating your PS4 and your Xbox One for this. And this is going to bring us to our most advanced tips and tricks, guys, that I've been wanting to share with you. It's real simple, so pay attention. The one error glitch is a thing. You mess up one time on GameFace, it will not work for you the entire time. Doesn't matter if you mess with it. You have to close out the browser. You have to start the session again. I would even consider signing out multiple times. Make sure you don't have anything such as your password and your info saved, like cookies and stuff, for them to get back into the site as soon as you log on. One error is gonna mess everything up. I don't know why it does that, but sometimes when you mess up one time, it just won't let you mess up again. It'll send you back. Things like you not being able to move the cursor, the footage or whatever. Sorry, not the footage, the photo. It won't let you do that. It also goes back to finding the right image, making sure everything's the size and everything, the file size, the height and the width of the pixels are actually, to standards. That way you can actually go through it in one piece, because one little error will stop you guys from having any type of game face. This one is kind of more specific to UFC, but in general, guys, you should not be on the application, and I would even turn off your system. It's a trick that I actually learned a while back when it wasn't letting me. Maybe it has nothing to do with it, but I know that it's helped me out a lot, guys, and I've made over 100 characters in UFC 3 using these types of tricks. So I would suggest getting off the UFC 3 application, the FIFA, the NBA Live, the NHL, those type of applications, the game applications. Get off of them, maybe even turn off your system, then try to save it. Make sure that it'll generate your game face, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but it's a trick that I've definitely used in the past, and it's definitely helped me out. The most key thing that I could tell you guys right now off the bat is try different browsers. It's okay to use Google. I use Google Chrome, Safari. I use Internet Explorer, or whatever the substitute is for it now. I don't know what it is anymore. It's like Explorer Media. Firefox, just different browsers and internet searches. You can even use Bing, Yahoo, just things like that will be very key, because sometimes that browser has a better, it renders things better. I don't know what the clear example is, but let's say if I start something in Google, it has an error message, maybe it's not working. The game face image, the front image, it's not moving. Even if you grab it and you try to drag it around, sign out, leave that. Go to maybe Firefox or Safari if you have Apple. Use those type of browsers and you'll be able to move it around. It's also helpful to know that you sign out. A lot of these things you need to be signed out, because for some reason you can't be in multiple places at once, and it just kind of messes up. And that goes back to the one error glitch. You mess with that, it's just gonna make you want to sign out to everything, and it's just gonna have a bad time. It's also helpful to know, guys, when you're trying different browsers, go ahead and log out. Make sure that if it says, do you want to save your information on there, always say no, because it'll automatically log you back into the last session that you had. And if the last session was a bad session, guys, you're not going to have a good one. These are to the professionals that want to make GameFace. It's not an entire thing that a lot of people that are, just the casuals that just want to put their face, or maybe a celebrity's face. These are kind of more so for the content creators, or people that just want that specific character or are following my tutorials. You need to do Photoshop. It doesn't need to be Photoshop like I use Affinity Designer. It doesn't need to be that, or Adobe or something. It could be simple things like Paint, whatever type of free software there is. You can just put the face there, and that goes back to having a background and using a JPEG, putting a background behind it like a skin color, and then having an image that works for GameFace. So I consider using Photoshop for anybody that wants to do that. Luckily, I know Photoshop, guys, and I do have a Discord channel that's dedicated to all the Photoshop images that I have used. This is kind of a big step, guys. You don't need to do this. It's kind of an extreme case type of scenario. You forgot your PSN password, but it doesn't match the email, and things are just out of place. It happened to me a bunch of times, guys. You're going to have to make a new account, a new Origin account, a new EA account, or a gamer tag and a PSN. So if you're on Xbox, you have to make a new gamer tag. If you're on PSN, you have to make a new PSN, and it'll just help everything reset itself. You'll have that current password for that current PSN. You make the email, you combine the emails, and you combine all the information, and everything will be in one spot, rather than you having an email from 7th grade to the PlayStation that you got during 11th. You know what I'm saying? The emails are not going to match up, and sometimes that's the case, and that's stopping you guys from being able to make these characters in UFC 3. This one's kind of a basic thing, guys. I can tell you for sure it's helped me when I switched over from my laptop to my actual gaming PC. Try a different computer. Go to the library. If you're doing this at school, switch it up a little bit. Switch a different computer, because sometimes the computers are different. The software is different. Everything's up to date. Maybe you don't have a computer. Maybe you go to let's say I have a leasing office that has computers. Sometimes I go over there and I try GameFace. It works, I don't know why, but it does work, So try a different computer, guys. It'll be a lot easier for you to be on a different software rather than updating yours. Maybe this one's already updated. It has the key components that'll work for GameFace, because remember, the site is old, but sometimes a better computer could help bring new light to different features that could help you make the GameFace. And if you got to this point in the video, guys, I want to do a big shout out. A lot of you guys have been asking me for this. What better way to get this type of information, guys? These are a lot of things that I've been kind of keeping to myself to make this video, guys, for you because it's very hard to explain in text. These are best tricks and tips that are going to help you to be able to create a game face in UFC. It's not going to be a secret that some YouTubers holding on to. I certainly wasn't holding on to anything, guys. It was just very hard to explain through text. So I wanted to make this video to make sure that you guys got all the information that's possible, that I know, all the knowledge that I know about GameFace, and give it to you guys. But that is it, guys. If these tips and tricks do not work, let me know in the comment section. Maybe there was something that I missed. I wrote a whole list right here in this book right here. I wrote a whole list about everything that I knew about GameFace, anything that I walked into that I had trouble with. I wrote it down, figured it out, and saved it in my mind, so when I made this video, guys, I could actually give you all the information and you wouldn't have to go through that anymore. But that's gonna be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you guys so much for your support. Shout out to everybody that has subscribed and has gotten me to 1K subscribers. This wouldn't be possible without you guys, so I figured I'd give back to you guys. To anybody that wanted to use GameFace in NBA, NHL, NFL, FIFA, UFC, all you guys can be able to make a GameFace character that you want to even put yourself in these type of games without the hassle. And if you did have hassle, guys, you would find the tips and tricks right here on YouTube that'll help you get your GameFace. I'm Killing Spree 37, guys, and if this helped you out in any way, go ahead and hit the like button, give me a comment. Also, guys, consider subscribing to my channel. If anything else, guys, let me know in the comment section. I'll answer you guys individually and give you guys more information. Anyways, guys, I'm out.
The champion of the world, Killing Spree 37!